The cassette tapes. Grandma left us her tapes after she died, but the voice on them wasn't hers. But something much more demonic. Grandma used a cassette recorder when I was small. She'd wind it, press the red dot, and tell us stories in our tiny room. The tape clicks under her words. "This one is about the man under the stairs," she'd say, and we'd pull blankets higher, thrilled to be scared and safe. When she moved into the home, the boxes came with her. Paperbacks, chipped teacups, and a thin shoebox labeled in her careful hand. Inside were dozens of cassettes with faded labels: Night, David, Summer, Ellie, names like a list of small treasures. I found the player in a closet and blew dust into it. For nostalgia, I pressed play. Her voice came first, warm and crooked. Then, under her timbre, there was another voice. Not recorded in the same room, not the same breath. It was thin and patient, whispering answers to a child who asked questions like, "Are you under my bed?" The other voice would say only, "Soon." I should have stopped the tape. Instead, I let it run. The second afternoon, I listened to one labeled 1987 and found a pause in the middle where the tape hummed like broken bees. Somewhere in that pause, the player recorded something else, a soft knocking, and then the static resolving into the sound of fingernails on wood. That night, I started hearing knocking from the baseboard behind my bed. Not heavy, but deliberate. It tapped out patterns like Morse, patient and precise. My sleep unraveled. I pressed my ear to the wall and thought I could hear a voice, not mine, not hers, reciting the last line of the tape. "We wait and we learn their names." I researched the cassette numbers. They matched Summer's when kids vanished in small towns nearby, names that turned up only in old police logs. I called one detective and he said, flat and awkward, "We never found the bodies. Some families moved away." The next tape I played had a different voice layered under Grandma's, one that sounded like me, younger, asking, "Is it outside?" The reply, "Not yet." The hairs on my arms rose like porcupine quills. That night the knocking came from the closet. I opened the door, hands clumsy, heart a drum. Inside was nothing but a line of old shoes. At the back, a cassette lay waiting with my childhood name smudged on the label. I left the house the way people leave when they know words can be dangerous. Door unlocked, receipt on the dashboard. Everything left like an offering. Later, I learned the home's nurse found the recorder and played a tape for a new resident, and that resident later said, with glassy eyes, "We're learning names." They stopped letting me visit. Sometimes in the dark, I hear my own voice on those tapes, thin and unafraid. It says, "Grandma, are you there?" And an answer comes that belongs to no living throat. "Soon, dear, soon."